And hello and welcome to yet another Hello America's What's Cooking live chat here on LinkedIn. My name is Xenia Paula, and I'm the Regional Director of North America, running those live chats here on LinkedIn Live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then, without further ado, I would like to welcome our guest today, Alain Carbonneau from Tourisme Montreal. Welcome, Alain.
Bonjour, good afternoon, good morning.
It's great to have you, and for those who are following us very regularly, you can ask any questions or give your comments in the chat, and we'll be streaming those in regularly. And Lupang, my colleague, is already saying hello in the chat. So thank you, Lupang, for your support. Alain, before we get started, could you just share a little bit about yourself and about Tourism Montreal?
Yes, thank you. Uh, I'm account manager for the international market for Tourism Montreal, and I'm the oldest of the newbies. I started at the bureau at the beginning of the pandemic. I think I'm at my it's my 20th day at the office. Thank God we can come back to the office. It's amazing. So since I've been with Tourism Montreal, obviously we went through like everybody else went through in the past 24 months. And we're happy that things are improving every day, which is great.
Thank you. And I see we have also a bonjour from Ruby.
Hi,
Bonjour,
Ruby.
Ruby. Um, I know when we chatted, and this is a little bit different than what we usually do within our Hello Americas, where we are sharing what's happening new on the ground in the Americas region. It isn't actually so different because you are sharing something very specific, what you've noticed when you're talking to international meeting planners and associations, and that is that change of shift of the conversation. Could you share a little bit more what you meant by that?
Obviously, the past 24 months for them have been challenging. So right now, many associations are revisiting the way that they are managing their association. Like when we used to talk about membership growth, retention, engagement, now they're still talking about it, but you see it as an opportunity. The membership growth, the past 24 months of doing things online and not face to face, create new opportunities for membership growth. So some of them they want to leverage the fact that they have done so many activities online. So now they want to recuperate this engagement online and try to shift it to the in person. So it's taking place slowly. So how can they keep them engaged within the organization from online to in person and to be more active? And the offering is bigger now. Some researchers, depending of the field, people have a bigger offering right now. Maybe they're within their own organization, nationally speaking, they have been very engaged. So maybe they put aside the international engagement. So things are shifting slowly, but there are many opportunities.
And when you say they are shifting and many opportunities, are you seeing that people are more back to that in-person experiential level where they really want to engage with their members and grow their memberships locally? Or do you think it's still that combination of online, in-person, that hybrid element? What are some of the shifts you are noticing?
I think they want to do in person events, that's for sure. But now it's from, can they walk the talk? Like many people, like even ourselves, if we say, okay, there will be a meeting in 2 weeks' time to this location, are we ready to travel? Are we ready to be face to face with an exchange with our peers? I think the answer is yes, but we still, many of the participants are still facing some elements like travel bans. The people in the medical sector, academic sector, in some institutions, they still are facing some travel ban and they're waiting to get the green light to re-engage within the community and travel.
And that brings me to my next question, but just wanted to acknowledge some of our really great followers. Aaron is saying bonjour, mes amis. And we are
Thank
having
you.
also another member, Stuart from Vancouver, saying hello. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate your support and engagement. So if you have any questions for Alain, please do keep them coming. You touched on that travel ban
Mhm.
and the medical societies being still not totally in support of the in-person events. That's one of the challenges you've been noticing, right? Are there any other challenges or?
Obviously, what's going on in Europe right now is affecting that. Some associations are revisiting their governance structure, the way that they decide about venue, the way that they decide to go to a specific location. I think they have learned in the past 24 months that some destination they were more strict about the way that they were doing business, and others were more open to discuss and be open to changes and try to adapt ourselves and to welcome them to another year if we have to and be flexible. So, but if we go back to the challenges that the people are facing right now, is like as I said, they're ready to travel, but is their organization institution are ready to let them go and participate to events? I hope so. I was speaking with a friend of mine on a in a location in Europe, and they had 60,000 people attending the show. It was a IT show. It was a huge success. So I think this is the light at the end of the tunnel that we have been expecting for a long time. So we're very happy about those. And Montreal in particular, this year we're going to have a big year. So we're really happy, and the vibe with our clients, they're confident. We're giving them all the information, the ammunition to so the experience of the participants will be to the level of what they're expecting, because now it's not only to experience a destination, we're adding layers of information that they need. They want to be safe. It's not only going to a location, but it's going to a city to meet the scientific community or their peers, but in an environment that they feel safe.
And that is a really a huge challenge for our entire industry
Yes.
because of the diversity of that comfort level of delegates as well as restrictions as well as societies. I see Ruby is sharing your same thoughts that it's really true that engagement online grows if there is
Yep.
an in-person element to it. But then that comes also to the fact is, are people willing to pay for that hybrid component? What are your thoughts on that? Are associations capable, have the capacity to support this engagement?
I think hybrid events, I respect the association that are doing hybrid events. I truly believe that they should be leaning towards in person and use the online platform as a marketing tool for in person gathering. Because I think there's a Zoom, Teams, online fatigue for many um, researchers, many participants in any sector. The people, they want to spend time in the poster session having sipping a beer and chatting with their friends about formulas and techniques, and they want to be in a meeting room, live cases that they can exchange, and then the spark that you get in a meeting room, you cannot replicate that online, unfortunately. I think the online is a great, as I said, tool to market your event. Even yesterday, I was speaking with a client that one of their event will be in 2023, and they're using 2022 every 2 months to do online presence, building up the meeting face to face for next year. So I believe that many organizations are leaning towards that way. And this is great for us as a destinations, as representative of many venues, hotel, restaurant industry. This is what we want. I think at the end, we want to feel and experience an event.
And we have quite a few questions now coming up from this. But before we go to questions, just a quick hello also from Lisa. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us, Lisa, as well
Bonjour,
today.
Lisa.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
And And Stuart is wondering, with the surging COVID variants around the world, do you feel that attendees are hesitant to attend an event?
I think it's up to every person to decide their level of comfort. I personally, I'm at the level that I'm ready to travel. I have traveled in the past, and I would travel tomorrow if my schedule would need it. Uh, I cannot answer for everybody. I can say that the more ammunition and the more information we provide to the people, uh, it's important for them to make their own decision. The most of the people that I talk to right now are willing to travel because they have their second, third, or even fourth doses. So for them, they perceive the COVID as when you have a flu. I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying that it's part of life right now. So we have to be careful. And like in Montreal and in Canada in general, the mask will be removed soon. There's no restriction to come to Canada as April 1st. You don't need a test to come to Canada. So all these elements are adding up to create the confidence and to ease the travel of those participants.
And that is really the at the core of it. We have
Yep,
to make our own decisions. But do you agree that the suppliers, the ICA members, the destinations, the venues, all the support services, it's their role? They can really add to that comfort level with sharing more information.
I thank you for the opportunity. I can say that ICA has been really active in the past 24 months in engaging the members, keeping us in the loop and giving us opportunity to exchange among ourselves as well as discuss sometimes delicate topics, because we're facing a very difficult time. So overall, yes, we do have all the ammunitions and we will keep going like we did before COVID. We were talking about some issues. I think that's the purpose of an association and a group like ICA in our community, where we won't stay still. We will be looking forward to try to find new ways to better experience for our clients.
And that comes to a question from Aaron. He's asking, how is access to local attractions in Montreal these days, as that is part of the in-person appeal?
Uh, I think I'm not sure I understand how is the access to local attraction.
So
I
is
think right now
everything
it's quite open.
open? Is
Yes,
everything
yes, yes, yes.
regulated?
We don't need to show up the vaccine passport anymore. So everything is open, back to normal. No restriction in numbers of people. We're back in business fully.
Okay. And there is another challenge which has been raised by Ruby. Do you know if there is a challenge for processing visas for Lions, for example? And will
I
it
think
take longer?
I think the process of visas has been, I wouldn't say an issue, but it's something that it's taken very seriously. And I think our federal government is doing the best they can. Obviously, it has been many resources that were allocated to the other element of the process has been reallocated to visa processes. So hopefully they'll be able to catch up. But yeah, like any countries, we're following the rules. Some countries it takes maybe 2-3 months, others it takes a couple of weeks. So we try to adapt all the time, and we hope that they will ease as much as they can the process as well. Yeah.
And our chat today has really served as a little bit of a teaser for some of the topics we will be sharing and diving into really deep levels of conversation during our North America Summit, which will happen 8th to 10th of June in Ottawa. So we are going back to Canada, where we will be talking about relevance of associations and their meetings, how the ecom member suppliers can position themselves as partners, as well as really transition everybody's organizational models from purely surviving to thriving. So please look out for the announcement and the save the date, which will go out next week. And before we close for the day, Anna, is there anything you would like to share with our viewers today about yourself, about any preferred foods, restaurants in Montreal, because we are on a What's Cooking show?
Uh, I like to cook. I love to cook. I have a cookbook collection of about, I would say, 185 cookbooks. Even everything is online is very popular. So I still buy cookbooks when I'm traveling, and as well during the pandemic. Obviously, classical. I did bake bread, but I before Christmas last year, I did cook stuff for all my teammates that I delivered to their doors. Try, we were during the pandemic. We were isolated at that point, and I decided to do so to be closer to my colleagues because we're a very strong and very great team to work with.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I wish I would be based in Montreal to get a home delivery. And I know now how to make you happy when I come for the North America
Yeah,
Summit.
and I see Marc-André, I see my friend Marc-André Gem, and he likes when I'm cooking. Yes, when I'm traveling and you have experience at Xenia, it's when I'm at IBTM. Usually, I try to cook one evening for friends, close friends, in the apartment that I rent. It has been a tradition that I will continue.
And we truly appreciate you for it. You're making this industry much more personable and have that emotional connection. And we love your cooking. So, for everybody who wants more information on Tourism Montreal, please feel free to visit mtl.org. And that is it for us today. Whoever wants to join us on one of the next shows, please feel free to email me at xenia.p@icaworld.org. And I only have left time enough to announce our next guest for next week, who will be interviewed by our Latin American colleague, Andres. And our guest will be Javier Contreras from GL Events in Chile. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Alain, for joining us.
Au revoir. Thank
Au
you.
revoir. Bye-bye.
Bye.